You ever leave a conversation and feel like something was taken from you? Not your time, not your energy exactly. Something deeper. Like a part of you that was intact before you walked in the room is now just missing. And the strange part is, nothing obviously bad happened. They didn't yell at you. They didn't insult you. On paper, it was a normal interaction. But your body knows something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. That feeling has a name and a mechanism, and once you understand it, you will never unsee it. Let's start with something most people get wrong. We tend to think energy is only drained by conflict, by arguments, by drama, by someone screaming in your face. But the most draining people in your life probably never raise their voice. They drain you through something far more subtle. They drain you by making you perform. Think about it. There are people in your life where you can sit in total silence and feel completely recharged. And there are others where even a 10-minute phone call leaves you staring at a wall afterward. The difference isn't the length of the interaction, it's what the interaction demands from you psychologically. Around certain people, your brain is doing invisible labor the entire time. You're monitoring their mood. You're choosing your words carefully. You're scanning for disapproval. You're adjusting your tone, your posture, your opinions in real time just to maintain the peace or earn their approval. You're not having a conversation. You're managing a minefield, and your nervous system knows it, even if you've convinced yourself everything is fine. Psychologists call this emotional labor, and it is exhausting in a way that sleep cannot fix. Because it's not your body that's tired, it's your sense of self. You spent the entire interaction being someone slightly different from who you actually are, and that gap between your real self and your performed self is where your energy disappears. Now here's where it gets darker. Some people don't just passively drain you, they are wired to feed on your emotional output. Not because they're evil, usually because they're wounded. People who grew up without adequate emotional mirroring often develop an unconscious pattern of extracting validation, attention, and emotional responses from others. They don't know they're doing it, but your nervous system recognizes it immediately. That tightness in your chest during the conversation, that's your body telling you that someone is pulling from you faster than you can replenish. You'll notice these people have a specific pattern. They talk, and somehow the conversation always curves back to them. If you share something vulnerable, they either one-up it with their own story or subtly minimize it. If you set a boundary, they don't explode. They just make you feel guilty for having one. They keep you in this constant state of low-grade obligation. And the worst part is, they often disguise it as closeness. They'll call it being real with you. They'll say you're the only one who understands them. And what that actually translates to is you're the only one still willing to carry this. There's a concept in psychology called projective identification. It's one of the most unsettling things you'll ever learn about human interaction. It means that someone can unconsciously offload their emotional state onto you. They walk in anxious, and 15 minutes later, they feel fine, and you feel anxious. They didn't talk about their anxiety. They didn't process it. They transferred it. And you accepted it without realizing because you're empathic, because you're attuned, because somewhere in your childhood you learned that your job was to absorb other people's emotions so things would stay calm. That's the part no one talks about. The reason certain people drain you is not just about who they are, it's about who you are around them. Somewhere in your history you were trained to be a container for other people's feelings. You were the peacekeeper, the listener, the one who made everyone feel better at the cost of your own stability. And now, as an adult, you attract people who need exactly that. Not because the universe is punishing you, because unhealed patterns are magnetic. They find their match. So what do you do with this? You start by trusting the fatigue. If someone consistently leaves you feeling hollow, that is not a flaw in your personality. That is data. Your body is telling you that the dynamic is costing more than it's giving. And you are allowed to listen to that. You don't have to cut everyone off, but you do have to stop abandoning yourself in conversations to make other people comfortable. You have to learn the difference between genuine connection, where both people leave feeling more like themselves, and emotional extraction, where one person leaves lighter and the other leaves gutted. Pay attention to who you feel like after you've been with someone, not during, after. Do you feel more like yourself or less? Do you feel expanded or compressed? That answer tells you everything about whether the relationship is feeding you or slowly dismantling you from the inside. Your energy is not infinite, and the people who treat it like it is are telling you exactly how they see you, not as a person, as a supply. Guard yourself accordingly. If this resonated with something you've been carrying, consider subscribing. We go deep here, and there's more ahead that you'll want to hear.